Hey everybody, it's Miss A and I'm here with the homework answer key video. What we are doing, this is today's mandatory homework. The Invisible Man Goes to the Doctor. The students are to use the 4 reminder strategies that we went over, and the strategy video will be posted in a little bit. I had to get permission from a couple of parents because their kids were in there. The strategy video will be posted in a minute. If I don't get permission, I'll post up until that point. They need to use those strategies in order to decode the Invisible Man's message. So this is what they have to do. They solve the problem, and they can choose any strategy they want to in order to solve the problem. Miss Angelo is going to get a piece of paper so we have something to write on because there's not enough space for me. I do not do mental math unless it is super simple, like this particular one here. 400 times 4, well, 4 times 4 is 16, and I add 2 zeros. Those type I do, but these types I definitely make sure I work them out. So for the first one, I'm going to use partial products, 134 times 5. 1 times 5 is 5 and 2 zeros. 5 times 3 is 15 and 1 zero. 5 times 4 is 20. And I add those numbers together, 500, 150, and 20. 3 zeros. 5 plus 2 is 7. 5 plus 1 is 6. So this answer is 670. Now what we do is I go through and I find where 670 is on our invisible message, and I label it with the letter. So this one is letter O. 670 is down here, so I label it with the letter O. So that's what goes in that blank. We do that all the way through. This is an S in 1600, so I'm going to put that here. This one I can do mental math, so let's do 5 times 7 is 35 and 2 zeros, so 3,500 down here, and that's an R. See the corresponding letters here. Here's another one I can do mental math, 600 times 3, well 6 times 3 is 18, add 2 zeros, that's 1,800, which is right here, 1800, and that is letter C. Let me see if there's any other ones I can do real quick. All right, so those are the ones I could do real quick. Let me move on to this. So here I'm going to use standard multiplication. 3 times 6 is 18. Regroup my 1. And then I move to my tens. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Regroup my 1. Then I move to my hundreds. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So this is 1,338. 1,338 is here, and that is also letter O, so I'm going to place an O here. I will continue to do this throughout every problem to get my message at the bottom. All right, let me get a piece of paper. I'm going to show partial products here. 976 times 9. 9 times 9 is 81, 2 zeros. 9 times 7, 63 and 1 zero. 9 times 6 is 54. I add these numbers together. Move to my tens, that's 8. Move to my hundreds, that's 7. Move to my thousands, so 8,784. And that one's down here at the bottom. And that is labeled letter G, so I'm going to place a G here. And I'm going to continue this until I get my answer here. I'll put the corresponding letters. This is 444, so that's 16, regroup a 1, 17, regroup a 1, 17. 1,776 is labeled with an R. Some of these you can see they lend themselves to doing standard multiplication, some lend themselves to mental multiplication, and some you have to use different strategies. Here, I could do 128 plus 128, repeated addition. It's only 2 times, nice and easy. 8 plus 8 is 16, regroup a 1. That's 4, 5, 256. So 256 is labeled a Y. This one's times 0, so that's 0. That's here. That is a W. Let me go. Here I have another times 2, so 908 plus 908. I usually only use repeated addition if I have 2 or 3. Once you get more than that, it becomes too much work. 16, regroup a 1, 1, and 18. All right, so that gives me 1,816. That is an S. 1,816 right here, so my first letter is going to be an S. Let me get my paper here. Let's do 413 times 8. 400 times 8 plus 10 times 8 plus 3 times 8 plus. This is another way to write out partial products. I do the actual multiplication problems. That is 32 and 2 zeros. That's 80. That's 24. And then I add them together. Well, 80 plus 24 is 104 plus 3,200. Is 3,304. 3,304. Oops. So let me find that number here, 3,304, and that is an I. So you see that we keep going. This is the mandatory homework. I hope this helps. Go ahead and hit subscribe. Give me a like. If you have any questions, put them down in the comment box. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Say goodbye.
Bye.